לא מכיר אותו, אבל משהו.
לחב"ד. With your permission. ספר הגאולה. The Book of Redemption. As the Arizal says, the Zohar says, it's not a history. It's a guide for the Geula. הוא היטיב ומיטיב ויטיב לנו. Whatever was in the past is happening in the present and the future as well. And the Zohar is very upset at people that just learn the text as it says without learning what is really between the lines. And the Zohar is saying not only that, the secrets of the Torah are being hinted in the Torah. And HaShem just covered, with the story, but the real story is not what it says. It's true it was Cheved, Miriam, Moshe, Aaron. It's true. But everything refers to something else. And called Sefer HaGeulah, the Book of Redemption, it means this is direction and instructions and a guide how to get to the Geulah, how to have the zechut to be in the Geulah. And the Torah, of course, tells us the story that a new king, either a new king appeared, or it's the same one, and he decided to put decrees on Am Israel. And one of the decrees is because he had a dream that he saw a scale in the dream. On one side of the scale he saw the whole Egypt. On the other side of the scale he saw like a little boy, something like this. And he woke up in the morning and the magicians told me what happened to the scale. He said the little boy that was on one side, he was heavier than the whole Egypt. And they told him, you know what it is? As a new guy, a little guy comes, and he is going to destroy Egypt. He's going to take over Egypt. He didn't know, but they told him, probably it's a Jew. A Jew. So then he decided to call the midwives. And the way the Torah text tells us the story, that's how the story goes. Ekra Melech Mitzrayim, the king of Egypt. And the Zohar says every time it says Melech Mitzrayim, it means the angel upstairs, that he's the superior of the king, he tells him what to do. It's not the president, it's not the governor, it's not the government, it's not the prime minister. It's true, whatever he says, but he has something in his brain that tells him certain things. All of a sudden, it changes his mind, and he does whatever he wants. Shlomo said, it's not him. There's an angel upstairs that goes into the head of the countries, and the ministers tell them, vote like this, do like this. Just as well, the king of Egypt called the two Jewish midwives. One's name is Shifra. Remember, you learned in school this?
Yeah. Last
Me too.
2 weeks ago, I finished Parshas and was learning.
Okay, me too. Same thing. Asher Shem Achat Shifra, one her name is Shifra, Shem Ashini Pua, the second one is Pua. Come to Gemara and says one opinion is Yocheved. So the first question is, why the Torah doesn't say the name? When it comes to Gemara, it says, I tell you what it is. Pua means an adjective, and Shifra means an adjective. Pua means from the word talking, maybe singing, and this is refers to Miriam at the time she was 4 years old, and she was a midwife helping her mother, and the baby used to come outside, so she used to sing, and Shifra, the mother, Yocheved, she used to pet him and diaper him, maybe give him some food. And I said, it's really irrelevant, this story. But Paro is calling the midwives, tell them, listen. You are the midwives, you come, and the lady calls Hatzala, and you go and you see it's a baby boy, choke him. That's it. So you don't have to tell me what really the adjective of Miriam and her mother Yocheved. Tell me, she is poor. You don't have to say this. Okay. Says the Torah, ותראינה מעדות האלוקים. The midwives were afraid of God, ולא עשו, they didn't do, אשר דיבר המלך מצרים, the king told them. Not only did not kill, but חן את הילדים. Torah tells us they also brought along with them some food and some water. מים ומזון. Torah says, you should know, the midwives. It means Paro said, go choke the baby. Not only didn't choke the baby, they brought food to the houses. In one version, the Gemara says that not only they brought at the time, they brought later as well. They knew who is rich and who is poor in Egypt. And there were very poor people in Egypt. A lot of Jewish people were slaves to Reuben and Shimon. Shimon were very rich, and they were Jewish slaves. And Miriam and Yocheved used to go to the houses of the rich people, tell them, can you donate? Can you donate some water, some food for the poor people? So that's what the Torah wants to tell you. Not only they did not kill, they also helped. Okay, fine. Says the Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu saw what those midwives did. Vayas lahem batim. Hashem appreciated very much. They did not kill. Doesn't say because they brought any food. Because they were afraid of God. It says because they were afraid of God, Hashem granted them. Says the Gemara, what did Hashem grant them? It says Yocheved is going to have Moshe and Aaron, means the Kohanim and Leviim will come from Yocheved, and for Miriam will be David HaMelech, kingdom, Malchut. Why? Why from Miriam is Malchut, and why from Yocheved is Kohen and Levi? And what grant is this? Why? Because they didn't kill? They get this? Why does the Torah have to tell us this? And really, they don't deserve any reward. By not killing somebody, you don't get a reward. If they would have killed them, any boy, they would have a sin. It's called Yarik Val Yavor. Somebody tells you to go kill somebody. If they're not going to kill you, you have to give your life. There's no excuse for this. Nevertheless, Torah says, okay, Hashem is going to grant them. And Torah repeats it. Hashem was very nice to them. And what did he do to them? Again, what we said before. It says, a story in the Torah, it's irrelevant really. Anybody want to tell me? And then the Torah tells us that the magicians told Paro, today he was born, this guy. And this is after Torah tells you a story. Story in the Torah. As Amram went, doesn't say his name, for a reason. He married his aunt, Yocheved. She was 129 years old. Amram is her nephew. They got married, and she's going to have a baby boy. She's like, Mom, what are you trying to tell me? I'm going to tell you a story what happened. Since Paul said that no baby is about to live, she's the Gemara, Amram, Moshe's father, was Gedol Ador, was Rishon LeZion, and he told his wife, Yocheved, we got away 2 babies. Miriam was the oldest, she was 4. Aaron was like 3, maybe less than 3. And we can live together because you might have a baby, and then the Gestapo, the mullah, will come and will take the baby, will kill him. So he divorced her. Says the Gemara, he was the Rishon LeZion, and after everybody saw the Rishon LeZion, talking about millions of Jews. After the Rishon LeZion divorced his wife, the Gemara says everybody divorced his wife. I says, I don't want to be married. I don't want to jeopardize my marriage by the Gestapo will come and take the baby, throw it into the Nile, put him into the wall. Story. Continues the Gemara story. That Miriam, the little girl, she's 4 years old. She comes to Amram and says, Papa, listen, I think you should get back to mommy. And mommy will have the Mashiach. But the Gemara does say that little children have some kind of prophecy. But the Gemara says it's only after normal prophets. The Gemara says since you have normal prophets, if you want to know really something, ask a little child. Because he's pure, he's holy, and he will tell you something. It's called like prophecy. But she is 4 years old. Of course, it's possible. I don't say it's not possible. But it's strange. Amram was Rishon LeZion. He's all outdoors, biggest guy. He divorced his wife. He has a point. Comes to him, little girl, his daughter, tells him, listen, Amram, and Papa, Papa, I think you go back to mommy. Don't worry about it. Bezrat HaShem, she'll have a baby, and he'll be Mashiach. Excuse me? Mashiach? How do you know about Mashiach? How do you know? It's a risk. I'm Gdol Ador. Says the Gemara, he listened to her. He ordered a chariot with flowers, with music. All of a sudden, he's going to get remarried to his wife. Okay? Torah tells us that 3 months later, she gave birth to Moshe, and then she decided to put him in a little ark, a little box, put him on the water. Put him on the water? In America, you go to jail for this. This is what you mean. What do you do? You abandon the child? This is not Harlem. What does it mean? You put him on the water? What do you have in mind? I don't understand. What do you have in mind? She's afraid. Yeah, she's afraid. The Gemara says she's afraid the Egyptian will come and will see it's a boy, he's going to kill him. Okay, fine. So what's the solution? What's the solution? So I says she cannot hide him anymore. She hid him 3 months. Now he's 3 months old. Put him on the knife. Put him on the knife. You know what the Gemara says? The Gemara says she put in the box also the chuppah, his clothing when he's going to get married, and the chuppah. And so probably I won't see him anymore. Why do you put him on the knife? What is this? Who did you ask? You ask Gdol Ador, you ask Amram. What do you mean you put him on the knife? What does it mean exactly? Okay. Put him on the knife. And of course, you know the story. At Bitya, not Batya, Bitya, the daughter of Paro came. She saw the box, the ark, and she opened it. She's a Jewish boy. And so he was crying, and she tried to give it to one of the midwives over there. The girl, somebody can nurse him. He doesn't want to nurse from a goy. And the Torah says that Miriam stood by to look what's going to happen. Just think about what do you mean what's going to happen? What's going to happen with the prophecy? Now she's already 5 years old, and she wants to know. I had a prophecy. And what happened? But I'm going to see what's going to happen. This is a Mashiach in the box. I want to see what's going to happen with him. And of course, after the Bitya opened the box, he went over to her and she told her, listen, I see the baby doesn't want to nurse from anybody. Can I call you a Jewish lady? Of course. She went home and she called the mother, Yocheved. Of course, at that time, Bitya did not know this is Moshe's mother. A story in the Torah. You read story, you think it's hard, it was Alibaba. And you have to understand, this is Torah, this is not story, it's dangerous stuff. Zohar says Hashem is so upset if somebody thinks that Hashem tells a story. But it's a story, so I don't understand what it is. Zohar says, no, it's not a story, Zohar says. Okay, so she called Yocheved, and Yocheved takes care of him, and then they bring him back to Bitya, and she said, okay, his name is Moshe. Moshe. Gemara says Moshe had 9 other names. Hashem decided to get Moshe Rabbeinu. Why? Because she saved him from the water. And she says Moshe means, it's really not Moshe. Moshe is in Hebrew. His real name in Egyptian, old Egyptian, his name was Monium. Monium in old Egyptian language it's called Moshe. What does it mean, Moshe? That I picked him up from the water. I said, what kind of a name is this? He had other names, very important names. I said, forget about it. His name is Yered, Gdor. The Gemara has this, the Midrash has this. What kind of names he has? Tuvia. Excellent names. What's Moshe means? I found him in the water. If she would find him on the roof, we would call him a roofie. We could find him on the street, we call him streety. What kind of name is this? Of course, I understand Hashem appreciates her. By the way, the Zohar says, in the ladies section in Gan Eden, she is the highest. Higher than Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah. Highest. Simple explanation means because, we owe her our life. If she would have not saved Moshe, Hashem told Moshe later on, if you're not going to redeem, nobody's going to redeem. You were born to redeem. Hashem told Moshe. Of course, that's what it means, maybe, on the surface. But that doesn't give a right. If I'm going to say such a thing, I'm never allowed to say such a thing. Just on the surface, as we learn the Chumash, the way we learn in the kindergarten, it was Moshe because, I pulled him out of the water. What does it mean? Why are you naming that? Excuse me, why did you HaKodesh, you name like this? What is it? His name is Moshe. From now on, is Moshe. Of course, has a secret in that name also. Big secrets. But just on the surface, what is the Torah all about? It's a little Kabbalah. I'm not so good in Kabbalah. Rabbi Shan is much better. But still, I just want to touch certain things. And one of the names of Hashem is Elokim. Another name of Hashem is what we call Amonai. Another name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the way it says, it's written in the Yud and Hey, Vav and Hey. Those are three ones that maybe has to do with this parasha more than others right now. So one name of Hashem is called Elokim. Elokim, it means a judge. It means in Shamayim there is a window, there is a pipe. And the pipe it says Elokim. Elokim means the Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to punish. He's going to judge. Sometimes in the Torah and then in the Nevi'im, Hashem Elokim appears with the letter He in front of it. Ha-Elokim, the God. For example, I don't know if it's the first time or not, I don't remember. אחר הדברים האלה, והאלוקים ניסה את אברהם. Doesn't say God tested Abraham. It says the God. Another letter He. ויבואו אל המקום אשר אמר לו האלוקים. ולכן יצחק we say every morning. And it says Abraham reached the place that the God, don't say the God, not the. They came to the place, not the God. God told him to go there. Doesn't say the God tested Abraham Abinu. God tested Abraham Abinu. Elokim tested Abraham. No, doesn't say Ha-Elokim. And it goes through in the Torah a lot. Happen to be this parasha. This is parasha when Torah tells us about the story about those two midwives. ותראינה המילדות את האלוקים. The two midwives were afraid of the God. That's not to say the God. They're afraid of God. ותראינה המילדות את אלוקים. Yom Kippur we say Hashem hu ha-Elokim. We say Hashem hu ha-Elokim. Never say that. Hashem hu Elokim. No. It says Hashem hu ha-Elokim with the letter He. And in this parasha, it's not the first time, it's the first Shemot. But it says that Paro called the midwives, told them, go kill the baby. It says they were afraid of the God. What's the difference between the God and God? What's the difference between Elokim and Ha-Elokim? Elokim numerical value is 86. Should never live in the house, the number is 86. It's called judgment. but you may live in a house, and you should live in a house. Its number is 91. Hi Elohim, if you add the letter Hey, it make a value of the letter Hey is 5. To 86 become 91. What's 91? Says the Ari, says the Zohar, 91 is combinations of two names of HaShem. It's 26 and 65 makes 91. 26 is a Yud and a Hey, Vav and a Hey. And 65 is Amunai. Aleph, Dalet, Nun and Yud, 65. 65 and 26, 91. This is to make a value of the word Sukkah. And that's the power of the Sukkah. It means two names of Hashem being combined. By the way, in our Sidurim, Sidurim, every time it says Hashem's name, if you look carefully in the Sidur, it's a combination of two names. Now, all the time, the whole Sidur is 91. The whole Sidur. Every time you say Baruch Atah Hashem, and so you should run, you should train your head to think 91. Yud and a Hey, Vav and a Hey, Aleph, Dalet, Dalet, and Yud. And it says that's really Hashem's name. One is being pronounced and one is being visualized. This is Parashah, Hashem says it. Maybe we'll get to it another time. I don't think we'll be able to get tonight with it. But that's the secret you should know of this Parashah. So that's how the story goes. If you remember in the beginning, that's how it goes. The king of Egypt called the two midwives. One is called Pua, this is Miriam. One is called Shifra, is Yochebed. What do you do, Miriam? What do you do? Well, the baby comes out. I talk to him. I sing to him. Before he comes out, I pray to Hashem. He should come. The Gemara says she prayed. He should come healthy outside. And what else do you do, Miriam? After the baby is being born, I bring him to drink some water. Okay. Shifra, where are you? I'm Yochebed. What do you do? I take care of the baby, give him some food. What do you bring them? I bring them food. My daughter brings them water. Brings water. I bring food. Okay, story in the Torah. Story. The first creation in this world was the galaxy was water. The galaxy was water. The Gemara says the water was so happy they sank and danced in front of Hashem. That's the waves. That see the ocean and the rivers moving. Says the Gemara, Hashem said, wow, that entity sings to me, I'm going to create a mankind should sing to me. Because I don't hear any words from the water, from the ocean. Why do I need just to look? Excuse me. And not to hear anything really, a music, a tune. Let me create a mankind. The Gemara says the creation of mankind was because the water, so-called, sank to Hashem and moved to Hashem. And that's what the Ramban writes in 2 weeks in Parashat Bo. You should know your obligation in this world is to sing. So how do you know this? My obligation to sing? Yeah. Obligation is to sing to Hashem. So why? Because the Gemara says you were created because the water sank to Hashem. This is the Mizmor we say Friday night or say Friday morning. Shir Shel Yom Shishi. Mikolot Ma'am Rabim Adirim Yishboyah Hashem Amam. What do you say? The water sank to Hashem. Comes the Chachamim explain. Look what the Torah wants to tell you. As soon as she's going to be a prophet, this little girl prophet, are you a prophet? Because she sang and spoke to the baby. The Gemara says Yonah Navi became Navi because he came to Beit HaMikdash while they were singing. The Gemara says every Navi was able to get the prophecy because he was happy, he was singing. Says the Rambam in his commentary, every Navi used to walk on the street, either he had a violin or a trump. Every Navi. Because again, you were created to sing. That's the Rambam. Somebody asks him, what's your plan? I want to sing. I want to be Mordechai ben David. That's what What do you mean? What is it? That's what you're created. Created to sing to Hashem whole day, whole life. And of course, Rabbi Nachman says, being sad is a shell, a klippa. You don't want to sing? Satan tells you this. You have to sing all the time. I said, singing all the time. He said, where do you know it? From the water. The Torah will tell you soon. He had water in the desert. 40 years, b'zchut Miriam. Miriam's name has the word mine, besides the resh. The numerical value is 90. What we call v'dekoler is 91. What does it mean? What does it mean? Says the Rambam like this, look. Hashem tells us in the Torah, Moshe said to us, you don't know what Hashem wants from you? מה השם אלוקיך דורש ממך? כי אם נראה את השם אלוקיך. Hashem wants you to be afraid of him. Do you believe that thing that Hashem wants me to be afraid of him? It's true, the concept maybe, because like this, you won't do anything bad. But on the other hand, the Gemara says, Hashem loves you when you do good things, rather just not restrain yourself doing bad things. We have 365 mitzvot aseh, and 248, 365 lot aseh, 248 to do. This is less, because you have to restrain yourself. But still Hashem wants you to sing. Moshe said, listen, Hashem wants you to be afraid of him. It's not true. So it's not true. Hashem wants you to be happy to do mitzvot to him. Didn't you say Hashem wants me to sing to him? Moshe said, Hashem wants you only one thing. We say every morning in Tefillah. Some people say, after Shachrit, they say, Parashat Ha'ira. Be afraid of God. And then Moshe tells us, the whole section, several Dvarim, at the end. I says, remember, Moshe says, remember what happened to Paro? Remember what happened to Korach? Remember. Sounds like a threat. Hashem is Melech HaRachamim, God of mercy. It's impossible that Hashem says this. Of course, it means it's text to read. Says the Rambam, I want to tell you something. Hashem wants you to love him. But parallel to love Hashem, and maybe higher than that, says the Rambam, it's called Irat HaRomemut. I'm not afraid of God. I'm astonished how great God is. So it means I admire him so much that I will never dare to do something against him. Not because he's going to punish me, because how great he is. Like a little worm will not dare start with an elephant. Not because he's afraid of an elephant. How can you compare yourself to an elephant? Says the Rambam, that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing is not just to love God. Might be bigger than that is not, you use the word afraid, but it's not afraid of punishment. As says the Rambam, you go outside and you look at the galaxy, you are astonished. That's the biggest thing. And that's what the Torah really tells us. The two midwives were not afraid of God. It says, Et HaElokim, the God. The God is 91. 91 means, one is called Malchut, Adni is Malchut, it's the name of my master. Again, not because it's going to punish me. Punish me is Elokim, not Elokim. We are not afraid of Elokim. We admire Hashem so much. We admire 91. It says, Hey Elokim. What is Elokim? Elokim means, one name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is called Adni, Amonai, it means my master. The other one is Yud Kevavke, it's called Tiferet, the glory. One is Yaakov Avinu, one is David HaMelech in Kabbalah. And that's how the story goes. I'm not afraid of God. I admire God so much. That's why I don't do it. Come to us and you know what? Hashem loves you. Because Hashem loves you when you admire him, not because you're going to be afraid of him. Hashem says, you know what? I'm going to grant both of you. Miriam, what did you bring? Water. Let me tell you something. Because you brought water sang to me. You're going to have David HaMelech. He's going to write Sefer Tehillim for me. He's going to sing for me. Malchut. What did you do, Yocheved? Well, I brought food. I brought food. You're going to have Moshe and Aaron. Parashat Aman, The Parnassah, we got mine in the desert. Gemara says, B'zchut Moshe. But you read Parshat Beshalach, it's Moshe and Aaron. What did you bring Moshe and Aaron? Man. Numerical value of the word man. Mem is 40, Nun is 50, 90. Ma'im, Mem, Yud, Mem, 90. Miriam brings 90, Moshe brings 90. With the Kolel, she is 91, he is 91. The Torah says, you know what? You know from what? If you admire God, you just not kill the children. You're going to supply the Neshamot of Am Israel, water and food. And that's what the Torah says. They're afraid of God. They're afraid of God means to admire God. Admire God. If you admire God, you just not kill the baby. It says, I don't kill the baby, not because I'm afraid of God. Because I admire God. And this baby is a Jewish baby. There's an neshama inside. I'm not going to do anything. Forget not doing it. I'm going to supply food and water to him. That thing, what Miriam did, granted us later to have water in the desert for 40 years. And that, the Torah says, in a minute, she became a prophet. Prophet, one of the conditions is singing, happy. So the Torah says, her name is not Miriam, her name is Pua. Because your job on this world, you fulfill the job on this world. The job is to sing. That girl sings, that's what I tell you. It's irrelevant her name. Well, we know it's Miriam, it's not Miriam. Miriam means water. Water means singing. What do you do, Miriam, when the baby comes out? She talks to him, she sings to him. So what do you have to do? It's your baby, what do you mean? It's your son, it's your grandson, what do you do? My task on this world is to sing. And my task on this world is to make sure this neshama of the baby is gonna come out and the baby should be healthy. That's my job on this world. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu granted them. So you can fulfill the job. You're singing to him, you become a prophet. Then she goes to her father. After her father separated from her mother, I said, Papa, I have a prophecy to tell you. Baby, it's going to come a baby. Baby Moshe. Moshe. Who is Moshe? I'm going to tell you something. Well, watch and see. Go back to mommy. Gedol Ador listens to his little girl, 4 years old girl. Girl, mommy, get married, let's get married, you have Mashiach. Baby's coming. So who told you? The little girl. How did she know? Prophecy. How do you get prophecy? Prophecy you get from doing kindness, supplying water, and singing, you become a prophet. So the Torah is going to tell you, is going to paint. Moshe is coming. Moshe didn't come. The foundation of Moshe is Pua. The foundation of Moshe is Bitya. His name, you know his name is Moshe? He was from the water. What do you know about water? Tell me, what do you know about water? I'll tell you what water is. Water are the servants of Hashem. They sang to Hashem on the first day of creation. They didn't stop singing to Hashem on Monday. They sang the whole time. And it says, this is Miriam. What do you do, Miriam? Well, I am delivering children and I'm singing to them like water. The water. So the Gemara says Moshe will not hit the Nile next week's parasha because the water saved Moshe. Saved Moshe? What did you save Moshe? He was in the ark. He didn't. The Torah will tell you, Hashem tells Aaron, tell Moshe, go tell Aaron, hit the Nile. Let the Nile become blood. Let the Nile produce frogs. The Gemara says, why Moshe cannot do it? He says, no, Moshe cannot do it. Because the water saved Moshe. How did it save Moshe? Moshe was inside the box. So it's not to do with the water. If Moshe would be at the ground, it would be the same thing. No. But you haven't put Moshe on the water only because Moshe was born something that like the water. Because Pua, she sang. Why did she sing? Because the water sang. As the water sang to Hashem, mankind was created because of singing, because of water. And because of water, Yocheved made a box. He said, I put him on the water. The water will save him. The water, not the box. If she would have put the box on the ground, they would find Moshe, they would kill Moshe. Why did he put him? He put him underneath a tree. No. Water will save him. Miriam will save him. And the whole prophecy came because the Torah says she brought water to the children. That's Hashem granted it. Miriam, David HaMelech is going to be your grandson, even though it's not so clear how. But the Gemara says, Malchut Miriam, Melech HaMashiach will come. Who is he? Grandson of David HaMelech. Who is he? Grandson of Miriam. What is Miriam? Poor. Ramban says this is you have nothing else in this world. The Book of Redemption is coming. Put the music on. Sing and dance to Hashem and supply. Tzedakah. Say who? Miriam and Yocheved. That's what the Torah tells you later. He came out of Yam Suf. Miriam had a drum. She's singing. I said, why did the Torah tell you this? What Miriam? What do you have now? Why you have a drum? Why are you singing? Why did the Torah tell you what she said? But all the ladies follow Miriam. She said something like Moshe for the men, Miriam for the ladies. I said, what do you know about this lady? What she's singing? Why she's a prophet? Why she's a prophet? Who cares by the Torah to tell you that she's singing with all the ladies? Because it means he fulfilled the obligation. Fulfilled the obligation for the Creator. Kadosh Baruch Hu. You want Mashiach? He will come. He's a grandson of David. He's a great grandson of Pua. And it says, singing to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this obligation of Mashiach Ma'amen.
Amen.